So I'm actually a huge cyclist, and there's this fun thing in the cycling and running communities called GPS art. The basic idea is that you map out a route that traces an image, and then when you record it and upload it to Strava, you've basically created your own little piece of artwork. So I've actually never done this before, and I wanted to give it a go, but I'm a software engineer and I don't really have an artistic eye. And so I made a program that, given an image, will actually try to find the best route for that image in your local area, and then output the route for you. So when I first started this, I just looked for a tool like this online. I figured it must exist. I was really surprised to see that it didn't yet. I found out the hard way that that's because this is actually a really complex problem. We'll go into how I made this work a little bit later, but first let's see the whole thing in action. So here's a quick demo. First, I have this program that just brings up a little screen, and you just click point to point to draw whatever you want. So I'm going to try to make a Sadie.
Here's her ears, some eyes, and let's give her a few whiskers too.
All right, that's my Sadie. She's kind of creepy. And when that's done, it outputs a list of all the XY coordinates of my drawing. And I just copy those and I paste them into my other program, which does all the routing. And then I run that. Look at that! The drawing here is the green dots, and so that's what I was trying to approximate. And the red squiggle is our actual path that we're taking. All right, Sadie, come here. Come here. Sadie, it's you. Okay, it's you if we go like this. Spitting image. So the full picture of my cat that I just showed ended up creating a route that's like 85 miles long. And it was already midday when I finished that, and I wanted to get out and do it then. So I decided to draw a kind of simplified version of Sadie with just kind of her head and just the whiskers, no eyes or anything. That came out to like 35 miles, which is much more manageable. All right, we're geared up. We got the route in, and our tandem is ready. It's time for us to get to the start of Sadie's face. And we're off.
We're gonna start recording. This is like the tip of Sadie's head right near the bottom of her left ear.
All right, we're 10 minutes in. We've done about 1 million turns already, and we want to make sure the battery doesn't die on this camera, so we're going to turn it off for a little bit. We'll be back later in the ride.
So apparently, next step is to go through this fence. There's no good ramp for it, and we're on a tandem, so I'm not risking that. We're just gonna walk it through.
It's taking us to some weird places, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Lunch break time. We're in beautiful Sunnyvale. We got a porta potty over here,
Nice.
and construction equipment over here.
Nice.
I'm surprised by how few issues we've had. We are turning constantly. Like it's very rare that we pass an intersection and go straight through it. So it's kept us on our toes, and the tandem isn't the easiest thing to turn always, but no major issues yet.
U-turns on the tandem are so hard. You have to swing really wide and go extremely slowly. I got one that actually worked here on camera, but a lot of the time we would just stop and walk the bike unless the road was wide enough. That made each of these whiskers on Sadie's face extremely annoying.
We're back in Mountain View at our starting point, and we have completed our Sadie face. We just need to ride a mile or two home, and then we can take a look.
All right, we just got back, and I'm uploading my activity to Strava. Look at that, it came out perfect. That is our little Sadie's head. All right, I gotta go take a shower. I smell really bad. All right, all cleaned up, finally got a shower. Let's talk a little bit about how that ride went. All in all, like it worked. More or less, it stuck to being about 35 miles. I have to say, I've never done GPS art, and so maybe this is normal, but I was turning so much. And on that stupid tandem, the turns are very hard to do. And we had to do probably like 10 to 15 UEs, also very hard to do on the tandem. Sometimes it would cut us through like a random car wash parking lot or like a church. It's very strange. But all in all, everything was rideable. We stuck to the route about 98%. Every once in a while, I'd kind of miss a little corner that I was supposed to cut or something, but it basically worked. Anyway, it was actually kind of a blast. I always love riding on the tandem, and I love basically any bike ride. All right, that worked really well, and I'm excited to actually get out there and do a few more. But for now, let's talk about how I made this thing work. So the first step for this whole thing is that drawing app that I showed earlier. And basically, we record each time that you click. Once we have all these points, the problem becomes how can we place them on the map such that we can best approximate the image. And what we do here is we just try a lot of variations. So we take all those points, which represent our image, and we scale them up and down, we rotate them back and forth, we move them left, right, up and down, and we place them on the map for each of these variations and see if we can make a route. If you just keep trying different combinations, you'll eventually find something that works, but it could take days. It really takes forever. So instead, we use this optimization algorithm. And how it works is we choose some candidate of a scale, rotation, shift. We place it on the map, we route along the points, and then we measure how good that route is. And that measure is really how similar is the final route to the input image. The more similar they are, the better the route is. So each of these candidates with their score are fed back into the optimization algorithm. Instead of just randomly choosing things that we could try, it looks at everything we've done in the past and how that worked, and chooses the next one based on what it thinks will work even better. And with this, we can actually get a really nice route in just a matter of minutes. And so with this algorithm, there are actually a couple knobs we can turn to control quality. One is the number of tries we give the optimization algorithm, right? If it keeps going longer and longer, it'll eventually find something better. And the other one is really how much space it has to work with. The further we zoom out, not only are there more possibilities, but also it can create larger routes which let you get finer details because you're just more zoomed out. And then of course, quality depends a lot on the section of the map that you're looking at. If you're in an urban area with very grid-like streets, it's gonna work a lot better than in the suburbs where I am, or especially something like a really rural area. Once the algorithm has chosen its final route, we output it on the screen so you can take a look, and we also save it as a GPX file. This is a common file format that's used by bike computers or really any routing app on your phone. We use something called Komoot, which is a commonly used cycling app. It just takes that GPX file in and gives you turn-by-turn directions as you go about your ride, which is really helpful because we had probably upwards of a couple hundred turns today on our route, and there's no way I would have been able to do that just glancing down at my phone constantly. So I haven't got the chance to ride them yet, but here are a few more examples of routes that the algorithm made. I think they look pretty awesome, and I'm excited to get out there and try them out. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you have anything else that you think I should make into GPS art. I'm dying to hear it.